Owner of JAX Shrimp. Had that for 26 years and Campus JAX for the last 4 years. We just opened 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. for our carry-out curbside service here at Campus JAX, featuring our specialty items and classic JAX signature dishes. While 30 years in Newport Beach, we've developed a really nice partnership with our community and have developed a lot of really good relationships. When the COVID-19 hit, one of the first things I wanted to do was do something for that community in a manner that I thought I could try and help the best with. Aside from getting ready to open up our kitchen this afternoon for our regular service, going to deliver some tasty food to Mary's Kitchen out here in Orange to help our local homeless community get a good meal in. I think it's really important to give back when you can, and we're happy to do it. We have over 200 great tasty meals, variety. We've got some vegan, some vegetarian, some barbecue pulled pork, some tater tot casserole, some things we're taking out there. My friend Patty Terrell from the Women's Journey Foundation got me in touch with Gloria over at Mary's Kitchen, and she said that she was having difficulty getting food on lunches for Wednesdays. So I'm hoping to help fill that gap with a little help from my friends. Maybe there's some other people who want to sponsor or collaborate or partner up with us to do this on a regular basis. We'd love to do this every Wednesday. In the meantime, we're just trying to stay safe and get through this and be part of the community and give back as much as we can.
This time, please put your hands together and welcome to the stage Yuko Mabuchi.
Terrence,
Hey, what's going on, my friend?
just joining you for week number 19, 20. What is it? 19.
19. Oh my God. Tony, that's a beautiful tie, man.
Thank you,
Beautiful
sir.
tie.
Turns out it's vintage.
Yeah, it is. It certainly is, man. Wow, we got a great show tonight. Great show. And we're happy once again, to let you know it was a success last Thursday. Coming up this Thursday, though, want to remind you we're doing live, socially distant what do you call them? Concerts at Campus JAX, and everybody's spread apart. We're really doing it nice. We've expanded the amount of area we have. Even we have Greg Vale's going to be back this Thursday. It's going to be a wonderful show. And tonight we got some great, fantastic music. We have vocalist Leslie Page and the formidable husband and wife team of pianists, both pianists, Billy Mitchell and Yuko Mabuchi. And they're going to bless us with an Afterglow performance live. They're actually live at Campus JAX right now. And let's see, what else, Tony? What do I have to say?
Well, I never know what you have to say. I usually just tune you up. But I will say that our guests tonight, Billy and Leslie are two of my favorite people in the music industry, and so I'm glad to have them both on one night. Billy, I go back many years with. He used to play in my band at the old Cafe Lido, and he used me in his band, and we've done a lot of great music together over the years. He introduced me to Robert Kyle, And then Leslie, I've known for just under 12 years, I think. I mean, under 10 years, I think.
She was still in high school then, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And I just, honestly, it's a true story. But the very first time I heard like 2 words out of her voice, I just, out of her mouth, I just fell in love with her voice. And turns out she's a pretty nice person too. So.
Oh, that's cool. Well, we're going to bring her in after, but we have a couple of videos, or maybe a video up there up front to let the audience.
All I know is
That's
it's hot where I am, and instead of my weekly cocktail, I'm having an otter pop.
Yes, that looks great. Hey, I want to remind everybody, since this is our 20th or whatever live stream that we've done, we certainly could use your help. We're doing this. There's a lot of people in the background you don't know, which are helping with the video production and all that. We have a place that you can help donate. SteamersJax.com, SteamersJax.com. There's a virtual tip jar there, and anything that you could do will certainly help us. So, Tony, why don't you bring us in? What are we going to be seeing for Leslie's first thing?
Well, if I'm correct, it's a song called "Love Is Stronger Far Than We," and I believe this is from our performance last year at the Festival of the Arts, which I'm missing greatly this year. It's a festival that I've been able to do for many years, and Susan Davis, who books it there, is just the greatest, and I'm so sad to not be doing that this summer. But we did some great shows last year, and this one was Leslie's, and we did this song. And this song was a tune that I like to say I discovered it, but I didn't. But it was a song that I had never heard before. Nobody I knew had heard this song before. There's really only a couple of big recordings of it from the 60s. And when I very first met Leslie, it was the first thing I ever called her to do. I said, "Hey, I've got this tune. Would you come and sing it?" And she just knocks it out of the park on the recording. And so this is a live performance from last year at the Festival of Arts. This is Leslie Page. "Love Is Stronger Far Than We."
Let's roll it.
We tell ourselves another season. We turn away and find a reason. We close our eyes to what we see. For love is stronger far than we. When we are close, the world is singing. And when we touch, the night is ringing. And there's no way to disagree. For love is stronger far than we. When hearts are meant for caring, and lives are meant for sharing, then we are joined by destiny. For love is stronger far than we. Yes, we may say another season, may say goodbye and find a reason, but love decides how things must be. For love is stronger far than we. joined by destiny. For love is stronger far than we. Yes, we may say another season, may say goodbye and find a reason, but love decides how things must be. For love is stronger far than we. When we are close, the world is singing.
Leslie Page is an incredible vocal force with unique life experiences that resonate in the timbre of her rich and sultry tone. Her career as a vocalist spans over 20 years, while carrying a long-standing residency at Mastro's Ocean Club in Newport Beach. She met Grammy-nominated songwriter and pianist Lou Pardini. Since then, Joe Walsh and her have shared the stage with an ongoing list of world-class talents. In July 2019, Leslie released her first jazz album, Heart Songs, produced by Tony Guerrero, featuring some of the original music as well as covers of her favorite jazz tunes. She has been described as Pro's Pro, having one of the finest and most adaptable voices you'll ever hear, and has been dubbed by producers as the one-take wonder. Leslie is a woman who sings from the depths of her soul with great tune and skill. She is truly a master of her instrument. Steamers Jazz at JAX is proud to present Leslie Page.
But love decides how things must be.
Brilliant. Look who we have here, Leslie.
Hi.
How you doing?
Leslie.
Hello.
It's great to officially meet you. Thank you for being here with us.
My pleasure.
You know,
nice meeting you.
Tony told me a lot about you. This is maybe 6-8 months ago, and we were talking about bringing you into Campus JAX. It just then COVID hit and all this stuff, but I'm glad we're hooking up here and we can get you over down there on a Thursday night sometime.
Me too. I'd love that.
Yeah. Well, I'm thrilled to have you here. And Leslie, I've told you before, you are by far one of my all-time favorite singers. So
I pay him money to say that.
Yeah. No need to pay. I mean, I'll take the money, but no need to do that. And you're calling us in. You're calling in from Palm Springs, right?
I sure am.
Yeah. Good.
100+ degrees out here.
Ooh, no, thank you.
Oh my gosh.
It's okay. I just feel like I'm in a day spa all the time, just sweating it out.
One of my favorite singers, but maybe not the smartest singer.
Well, you know, I never said that. I never said that.
Well,
if you're in Palm Springs and
I was just going to talk a little bit about her album. I had the great thrill of being able to produce Leslie's album last year, which was, for all the singing she's done. And she spent a lot of years touring with Joe Walsh and doing a lot of session work. And I'm surprised it's taken this long to have a brand like an all Leslie Page album, but I'm just thrilled that I got to do that with you. And it's such a nice record. It's one of the, out of all the records I work on, it's one of those few that I allow to be on my playlist so that it comes on.
I didn't know that. That's so sweet. Thank you.
I mean, it's cued just to the horn solos, but it's still.
Of course. What was I thinking? Of course it is. Just your horn stems. That's it.
Now, Leslie, this is a show primarily where we talk about music and being a musician and all of that. And I know that you are, like the rest of us, dealing with COVID and quarantine and all the work in Palm Springs. All the live work is gone right now.
Yep.
So you're sitting around like a lot of us.
Yes.
But a big part of your story is the journey you went through over the last 5 years. And I would love for you to share some of that. And as we also are going to get into your music and have you sing and all of that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, I mean, quarantine has been interesting. Obviously, I did my best to keep myself busy. I started going to school. I'm actually taking a class at Berkeley online.
Nice. Oh, I didn't know
I
that. Good for
know.
you.
I know, figured I'd learn the language that I've been speaking all these years.
Yeah. Right
You
on.
know, teaching myself guitar, have a friend helping me with that. I've been keeping busy doing that. And I'm going to be hitting my 5th rebirthday on
Well,
August.
before you get that, I just want to
Oh,
speak on what you just said.
yeah.
I've been telling people all along for the last few months, and myself too, that if any of us comes out of this quarantine without having learned something new, what
Yeah.
a waste!
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What a waste of time.
I did
So,
I mean, the minute I was off of work and they cut me, I was like, okay, this is my chance to do all the things that I don't have time to do.
right.
And I did them. You know,
Yeah.
I read more books in these 4 months than I have probably since graduating high school, if I'm being honest. And, you know, learning different things. And I mean, obviously having the time to really sit and learn guitar. I mean, in 4 months, I'm actually like leading worship at our little Bible study, which is kind of huge because I had this mindset of, oh, if I didn't start when I was 5, it's too late, you know, kind of mentality, which is clearly not true. Yeah, and digging into doing some more writing. And I've just sort of been focusing on what I really want to accomplish and what I wanted to accomplish when we were released, so that once, you know, the doors were open, I could just fly. And
Right.
so we've had a little bit of a release, but then they sort of took it back.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, it's still time for me to prepare, you know, kind of be in prepare mode for when it's time to fly. But also getting my studio set up with, you know, the equipment, the microphone I bought from you a couple of years ago. Now I've got my home studio set up and I'm learning how to do that whole thing. And so I just tried to use the time productively.
Yeah. Okay, so you mentioned rebirthday, your 5th rebirthday.
Yes. So you get a rebirthday when you have a bone marrow transplant. So you get to be very special when you have one of those. I was diagnosed with leukemia, ALL leukemia, 5 years ago. And ALL is pretty rare in adults and even more rare in women. And so I always used to joke, you know, hey, I'm not even mature enough to get adult cancer. But, you know, I lucked out and I got my treatment at UCLA, and, you know, we had to go through some chemo, try to find a bone marrow donor because I don't have any full blood siblings. But ultimately we ended up finding a donor, and I had a bone marrow transplant.
Well,
And
I tell a little bit about that, because if I remember the journey you went through with that, your chances of finding a match were incredibly slim.
yeah.
Then you found one and lost one, right?
Yes. So
Okay.
the odds of me finding a perfect 10 out of 10 match is 1 in 25,867,000 ... because that's how many people are on the registry, right? And so because I didn't have any full blood siblings, nobody that could be a donor for me, I had to just go on the registry and then wait for someone to pop up. And I prayed about it. Like at the beginning, I was like, okay, God, I know you're going to heal me. So however this is going to happen, if it's going to be a bone marrow transplant, I need it to be a perfect 10 out of 10 match. That's how I'm going to know, for me, this is how you're going to heal me. And
so
so
can a transplant be done with like a 9 out of 10? I don't know.
it can. Yes, it can. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, at one point they were trying to get me with like a 6 out of 10, but I was like, that's not what we agreed upon. So we're going to see what else we can find. Because the closer you are to 10 out of 10, the less chances of.
That still must have been a hard decision to make, to turn that one down and wait, right?
Well, it was more like that was the only option after that first 10 out of 10 had kind of fell through. So,
yeah, so you found a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, so we found a 10 out of 10, which we were like, awesome. And we set the date. It was going to be August 5th. And, you know, people go on the registry, but, you know, maybe the girl was pregnant or maybe she was sick at the time. For whatever reason, when they did, you know, like her medical, she didn't qualify. So then it was back to the drawing board. But they said, well, we did find this other stem cell, but it's like a 5 out of 6 versus like, you know, a perfect match. And so they kind of went along with that and they were going to keep that. But I was like, no, that's not what we're doing. I know there's something else out there for me. And on my birthday, 7/7, I got a call from the lady, the coordinator. And she said, I just happened to look on the registry just to see if anything new popped in. And I just happened to find you a perfect 10 out of 10 match. And I said, okay, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And so we kept the same date, August 5th, and I went on with that perfect match. So
God
Yeah.
bless you, man. That's incredible. That's
Yeah.
incredible.
It was a crazy ride, but I'm so thankful, honestly.
And you know, during that time, I'll just say it, like I'll tell Terrence, everybody watching, like the communication that we had, though, even though what you just described of saying, no, that's not what I prayed for, like we're holding out for this, like you were so confident and
Oh, yeah.
so sure of the outcome of this, and it was really amazing to watch, and to just to watch your journey that way. And then you were also funny as hell with some of the stuff you would post. Like I remember your one when you were bald.
Yeah.
And you were on this medication that kind of like rounded your face, and you dressed as for Halloween.
Oh, Uncle Fester.
As Uncle Fester, and the photo of you as Uncle Fester. Oh my gosh! So
well,
good.
I figured it's the only time in my life I'm ever going to be bald, so I might as well just go with it, you know?
It was so good. It was so
That's
good. Well, I'm congratulations on the 5 years. And
Thank you.
Obviously,
a round of applause for you for that.
Thank you.
Obviously,
I appreciate
I love you, and I'm glad you're here with us. And
I love you too, Tony.
So,
I'm happy to be
hey,
here.
can we get you to sing something?
Yes. I'm going to sing one of the songs that we co-wrote together off of my album. It's called I'm Fine with Romance.
Yeah.
And I just figured I'd throw it out there. And if anybody hears it and they're like, hey, she's kind of cute, just take a note. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. Because I'm not going to go on any dating sites, but you never know, you know.
Well, you are kind of cute.
Oh, thank you.
Not you, Terrence, not you.
I know. But I had to say that.
Well, here we go. Maybe a modern girl, but I'm fine with romance. Take you to dinner, pick up a bill, offer your coat when I feel a chill. I may be a modern girl, but I'm fine with romance. I can be strong and I can be wise. I'm never helpless, it's true. Don't be afraid to offer your hand, 'cause I won't fight unless you want me to. Theater, just to the nine. Tell me I'm gorgeous and we'll be just fine. I may be a modern girl, but I'm fine with romance. Now I can be strong and I can be wise. I'm never helpless, it's true. But don't be afraid to offer your hand, 'cause I won't fight unless you want me to. Take you to theater, just to the nine. Tell me I'm gorgeous and we'll be just fine. I may be a modern girl, but I'm fine with romance. I'm fine with fancy things. Yeah, we all have limousines. Size me for my wedding ring. I'm fine with romance. Thank you.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Thank you, guys.
So what's next for you musically? I mean, when all this, I know you're learning new things. I got that.
Yeah.
And you can't work right now, but
We've already talked about it. She's got a gig at Campus
I've
JAX.
got a gig at Campus JAX. It's locked in. We're set to go. Good to go.
Locked in, man.
Yeah, I'm still writing. I'm writing new stuff. Now that I'm learning guitar more, it's easier for me to write. So I plan on writing more music. I'm not sure if it's going to be jazz or what. I'm kind of just going with the flow and seeing what the vibe is. And I don't feel like I need to stay in one place or one genre because I enjoy them all. So if it's just one song or 3 or 5, whatever, I'm just going to start making more music. So Tony, we'll be in touch because I'm gonna need a producer pretty soon. So I'm doing that, and I've got my home studio. I've been doing some sessions from home and some things like that, and hopefully one of these days they'll be opening music back up at the restaurant that I sing at out here. It's called Farm, and they actually just opened 5 nights a week. Originally, it was just 2 nights for dinner. And of course, the week I'm supposed to start singing 5 nights a week, the city cuts all of the live music. But we're trying to work something out with that too, so we can still have some live music without me actually being in the room. So we're playing around with some stuff.
And we hadn't talked about this for a while, but were there any plans with Joe Walsh, or was that on hold anyways?
That was all on hold because the Eagles were on tour.
Because he's been doing the Eagles, right?
Yeah, the Eagles were on tour. We had a couple of one-offs that we were supposed to do because the Kent State anniversary, we were going to do a show for that, and some of that stuff got shut down. But he actually is now keeping himself busy doing a little radio show.
He is?
Yeah, I can't remember what station it is. I'll connect you with the thing because he's just super funny. But we're all just filling the time doing different things, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And Terrence, when Leslie was first diagnosed, we did a fundraiser for her, and Joe Walsh and all the Eagles, donated a signed guitar to be auctioned off.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, they're good guys. Good guys. Nice people to work with. Yeah.
Unless you are actually in the Eagles, from what I understand.
Right, which I'm not, so it's great.
I saw, Joe popped on stage with Ringo Starr and Paul McCartney at Dodger Stadium.
Well, yeah, because he and Ringo are brother-in-laws.
Yeah, I know that. I saw him there when McCartney played that. It was beautiful. It was great.
Yeah, I actually got to sing with Ringo one time because he came on stage when we were playing at the Forum with Joe. And I was like right next to him because I stand next to the drum kit, and I was just trying to be cool and not be freaking out about it. But my mom was super jealous because she was supposed to come to that show, and she, she was like, "Is there enough time to turn around?" No, I'm sorry. But yeah.
Well,
Leslie, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, you guys.
Great to meet you.
Nice meeting you as well.
I heard a voice in our head. What was that? Oh, the next song.
Oh, yeah.
The next song is, that's right. We're going to send you out the video. I'll tell this story too.
Yeah.
So I had a song that I wrote back in, I think, 1994, and it had never been performed or recorded really. And, just one of those ones that every few years I would come across it and maybe pull it out and play it. And I thought it was a pretty song, but I just never knew what to do with it. It was not something that would fit on one of my records or anything like that. And, Leslie was over one day and we just had a few minutes to kill, and I remembered it and I thought, let me find this and let's just see how this sounds. And we ended up recording it that day, and I posted it on social media, and the response was just really overwhelming. Mm-hmm. And while I'm willing to say I think it's a pretty song and it's
a beautiful song, Tony,
and a pretty story.
Mm-hmm.
I really honestly believe that song had been waiting around for your voice, because I just think your voice delivers that song in a way that is far beyond anything I wrote. So, so we're going to hear a live version from that same show. There is a recorded version that is available on iTunes and etc. And so you can find that. But this is the live version from last year again at the Festival of Arts, and this is called Sunday It Was. And thanks again for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
Great to meet you. Thank you. Can't wait to see you in person.
Me as well. See you guys soon.
Bye.
Bye. Sunday was cold, but you kept me warm, covered my face to hide from the storm, tripped in the mud as we caught the bus home. What a wonderful Sunday it was. I was sight, soaked to the bone. You said I looked great as we rode home.
Sunday it was. We were so loud as we laughed through the night. The neighbors would knock and we paid them no mind. You were the prince I kissed in my sleep, and I was a child so full of my dreams. But sometimes the truth isn't quite what it seems. What a wonderful Sunday it was. You had a secret you said it could keep, and then you kissed me goodnight as I fell asleep. Now you're not here where you said you'd be. The note on the door said you had to leave. Seems this is not what you hoped it would be, but it seemed last Sunday it was. Guess this is not the dream I had dreamed, but it seemed last Sunday it was.
Great song, Tony. Tony wrote that. Isn't he awesome?
This is called Freedom Jazz Dance. That you've enjoyed the music tonight, ladies and gentlemen. And we'd like to thank you once again for supporting live music, supporting jazz, and supporting the Levitt Pavilion.
Born in Tarrytown and raised in Buffalo, New York, Billy Mitchell graduated from Morehouse College in Atlanta in 1968. In 1970, Mitchell moved to Los Angeles to pursue a musical career and was soon backing up such artists as Gloria Lynn, Esther Phillips, Randy Crawford, and Linda Hopkins, to name a few. The Billy Mitchell Group has appeared at many international festivals, including Playboy Jazz Festival, Monterey Jazz Festival, the Heineken World Music Festival, the International Jazz Festival. In 2002, Billy founded SAPA, the Scholarship Audition Performance Preparatory Academy. This program is designed to increase participation of inner-city students in music and arts scholarship competitions. In 2020, Mitchell was awarded the NICA Award by the California Jazz Foundation and the 2020 Jazz Heroes Award by the Journalists Association. Steamers Jazz and Campus JAX is proud to present our friend Billy Mitchell.
We're live.
Hey, we're live here, man. How you doing, Billy? Yuko, it's good to see you. I know. Just passing in the wind there. Isn't that great? Wow.
Yeah.
And you both look beautiful. I think we all know that Tony's the best looking one here tonight, though,
of course.
Right?
Just ask him.
We don't even need to talk about it, guys.
Yeah. That's a different.
Well, we've got a special night tonight because you guys are going to actually do a part of our what we call Afterglow, actually live on the stage at Campus JAX, streamed for the world to see, and we're really happy about it. But I've got a little history with Billy going way back to Steamers Day. I'm trying to think. I think that it must have been 1999 or so, or 2000.
I can't even.
Oh, is that all, Terrence? Because I go back longer than that.
Yeah.
Well, it could be. It's we're all getting old here.
Yeah, it's all mashed up. I've lost. I can't make a distinction between the 80s and the 90s.
Right.
It could be. Who knows?
Well, I know Billy and Billy used to come play with my band at the old Cafe Lido, which they've been gone since since 94. So at least the 90s together.
Probably, that's when I was open.
Yeah,
I think it was Vicky Pedrini introduced me to you.
Yeah,
that's who it was, Vicky Pedrini.
Yeah.
And God bless her. She introduced me to a lot of people, she's a real advocate. Go ahead.
Yeah, she was a real advocate.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But
she had those concerts in the store.
Yeah.
Quite often over the years, when people would ask if I ever got my degree in music, I tell them I didn't finish my actual degree, but I do have a doctorate from Billy Mitchell, because every time he calls me, he says, "Doctor."
Well,
yes,
he calls me doctor. So I take that, I mean,
That's right.
I don't need some university to give me a doctorate. This is the man I
No,
take it from.
no, that's valid.
Yeah, yeah, that's
You
right.
are the doctor. You are the doctor.
Billy, tell us a little bit about Yuko and the new CD and all that stuff. What's going on in your life? How are you handling this quarantine stuff? And just, let us hear a little bit about you.
And I want to make sure we talk about the work you do with kids, and that
yes.
you were just honored recently, and I don't have the details on that. I just know that happened, so I want to ask you about that.
Yeah. Well, it's the last 20 years I've been working with after school programs.
Right.
And the last 10 years we've been focused in Watts and Compton, and we started what's called the Watts Willowbrook Conservatory and Youth Symphony. And that has actually
pulled me away from performing per se or consistently. My focus has been kind of shifted.
Mm-hmm.
But I've maintained my rapport with the music business through my association with Yuko, who I had the pleasure of
producing a couple of projects on early on when she came over as a student. And we saw that there was some special talent there. And we produced a couple of projects on her that still gets played.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've kind of shifted my energy from performing to managing, you might say. Producing her projects, including the one that has just been released, which is, I think is going to be a turning point in her career, hopefully. It has a lot of really valid music. It's all live. It was cut at Vibratos.
Beautiful.
Live. And it's just a fun piece. But I've been a part of Yuko's development, and I've really been able to gain an appreciation for all the young artists that are coming up. And there's just a lot of great talent that's available, that's obvious. We see it on YouTube.
Right.
And it kind of encouraged me to use the information that I've developed to share and help these young artists grow. I wrote a book some years ago called The Gigging Musician.
Yeah, I was just about to mention that. I remember reading that book. Yeah.
Yeah, and they used it as a reference in a lot of the colleges across the country. And it's just common sense things. But we have a lot of these kids coming out of Juilliard and Berkeley and whatnot. And we've got a lot of kids that have mastered music and certain aspects of music. But it doesn't seem to me as though they get a lot of the experience and training and life skills and business techniques and how to get along with people and how to get a job. And you know what I mean? And so
how to deal with horrible club owners, like
I know, man, they're awful.
With all of these things.
Yeah.
And so
those guys are terrible.
But it's really just a matter of knowing how to work and live life and be professional. And so I've tried to share the experience because I made all the mistakes that could possibly be made, and I've learned from them. So now I try to share that information with the young guys. When I get a chance to talk and say, hey, you shouldn't do, hey, I really think that that's as important or more important than me sitting down playing the piano. Right. We have enough great piano players in this business, including this lady here, but we don't have a lot of mentors. We don't have a lot of people who are just teaching really common sense, realistic things.
Right.
So I've tried to apply myself to that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, like I said, I remember, I don't know, I've known you 30 some years now, and I remember
40.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember reading that when you put that out. You gave me a copy, and so I know that this has been a thing for you for a long time, but just trying to pass on that information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Yuko, if you don't mind, do you have any comments on your CD, or you want to tell us a little bit about it?
Yes, my CD is released. It's titled Yuko. This is a very, very, very special album, and Dale Atkins bass and Bobby Breton on drums features those two wonderful musicians, and we performed our favorite, most favorite 16 tunes, 2 CDs, double CD.
Nice.
And I am very happy to share it with everyone. And
Beautiful.
Great.
I go back a long way with Del Atkins too. What a great bass player.
Oh yeah, they've been playing together for a while. But see,
That's great.
Here's an interesting thing. Just seeing her talk, listening to her, it has nothing to do with what comes out of her hands when she sits down. It's a Dracula type of thing.
Yeah.
It's a transition into
right.
something that's really heavy, really urgent.
Yeah.
And having the opportunity to work with and mentor someone with talent, I've tried to give her a different perspective on her approach to music. And I've told her, against the advice of a lot of musicians that she's talked to limit the time that she spends listening to other piano players and spend time listening to yourself. And try to come up with something that is Yuko, not somebody else. And I think that she's done a really good job of doing that, because I listen, and every time I hear her perform, I hear something different. I see a style that I'm not really familiar with. It's kind of a unique style, the way she phrases, the way she thinks.
Yeah.
And I think there's a good space for her in the future.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, I think what we're going to do is we're going to let you set up. I think you're set up there. Is that what we're going to do? And then we're going to go to a video of your dindy, and while you do that, Tony and I are going to talk a little bit, or is that the
Yeah, well, just to remind everybody, when our normal broadcast is over, there's going to be a performance from the
Correct.
So you want to stay tuned. After Terrence and I say goodbye, there's a lot more music to come.
Yeah, we call it Afterglow, and it's going to be basically live on the stage at Campus JAX inside, and you'll get to hear what an incredible pianist she is. And I hear you may sing, Billy?
Yeah, I might do a little something. I had a lot of calls when they found out that I was going to be on the show, and my phone was just ringing off the hook that people wanted to know if I was going to sing or not.
But Billy, one of my
Why are you laughing?
One of my favorite memories with you was playing at Kikuya back in the day. And you were singing Pennies from Heaven and having us echo. And I don't know what I did that made you laugh, but at some point, none of us could continue because we were all laughing so hard at each other.
I still sing that song.
Yeah.
I still sing it. But
I still think of you whenever somebody else sings it.
Yeah.
That was a crazy club, man.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, there's a lot of good times, a lot of good memories there.
Oh yeah.
I was there playing with Rob Mullins once, and
that's crazy right there.
Right, it was. Woo! And if I get this correctly, I said something like, it's what I don't know. Where else would you rather be but in a club where a white guy and a Mexican guy are playing black music in a Japanese restaurant owned by the Chinese?
Yeah.
That's what it was too.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
That was a great place. And Spaghettinis, we used to work at Spaghettinis.
Yeah.
And then we worked at another venue. I used to come down and work with your swing band at Capistrano.
In Dana Point, was it?
Yeah.
It's not there anymore, but it was the Renaissance.
The Renaissance.
Yeah, that's
the
right.
Renaissance.
Yeah.
Man, we did a lot of gigs together.
A lot of stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
All
right, well, man, great to see both of you, and looking forward to hearing you play afterwards. And I hope I get to see you in person again sometime really soon.
So
show us that CD again. Show us the CD again.
This is called Yuko.
Point it down a little. Point it down a little.
There we go.
So, yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
so we can
beautiful.
See it.
Oh,
yeah.
great.
This is Yuko. This is the latest CD from our group, the Circle of Friends.
Circle of Friends, right.
Where can we get that now?
CDbaby.com.
CD Baby.
Yeah.
Or my website,
Or
yukomabuchi.com. I have
Yuko
information on there.
Okay,
Perfect.
beautiful.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
very much.
Love you guys. Thank you so much. What a pleasure to see you. Can't wait to get you together at Campus JAX with us, man.
Oh, we're going to do it all.
Steamers Jazz lives on at Campus JAX.
Oh,
friend.
yeah. Beautiful.
All right.
Thank you.
We'll talk to you soon.
All righty.
All right. So, Terrence,
So what do we got next here?
I think we're rolling into a video, if I'm correct, and this is Billy's group, Circle of Friends, playing a beautiful bossa nova called Jinji.
That's right.
So if I'm correct, that should start rolling about
We'll
now.
be rolling in a minute, and then we'll come back and we'll talk a little.
Sky, how vast is the sky, with faraway clouds, just wandering by. Where do they go? Oh, I don't know. Breeze that speaks to the trees, telling them stories that no one believes. Stories of love belong to you and me. Oh, Gingy, if I only had words, I would say all the beautiful things that I see when you're with me. Oh, my Gingy, don't you know, Gingy, like the sound of the wind in the trees, That's how my heart is singing, Gingy. Happy Gingy, when you're with me. I love you more each day. Yes, I do. Sincerely, I'll let you go away only if you take me with you. Don't you know, Ginger, I'll be running and searching for you like a river that can't find the sea. Whoa, that would be me. Oh, my Ginger. Yes, I do. Oh, yes, I do. I'll let you go away only if you take me with you. Don't you know, my Ginger, I'd be running and searching for you like a river can't find the sea. Oh, that would be me. Whoa, my Ginger, that would be me. Ooh, my Ginger, yeah. Where are you? Where are you, my Ginger? Let's get the guitar player a little bit.
Wow.
We're back.
What a pleasure. Man, Billy Mitchell, he's not changed at all. I love that, man. It was great. And we're really looking forward to it. After we do a little bit of talking and stuff, you're going to see our afterglow here at Campus JAX. Billy and Yuko are live on the stage. She's going to be performing stuff off the new album, and
you know what? One thing I forgot to mention about Billy that is a fun little trivia fact for me is, you know, Clint Eastwood in 1986 produced the movie Bird about Charlie Parker.
Right.
And Billy Mitchell was in that movie as the piano player with Charlie Parker.
That's right.
I always felt a little privileged that I got to, you know, be with a movie star.
Yeah, he's a wonderful man. Well, we've got a lot of things coming up, and we're continuing to do these Sunday night things. Next Sunday, we have Andrea Miller is going to be here and another guest to be announced or two. And you can help us out by going to campusjax.com or steamersjax.com to donate to this if you can. We have a virtual tip jar there. There's also a Venmo JAX Hideaway. You can do it directly through there. And on our Thursdays, we have upcoming this Thursday, Greg Vale's going to be there.
I got to tell you, the word around town is really that Campus JAX is the only place that has really figured out this quarantine in terms of getting live music going. And it's beautiful. It's set up so great outside. The sound is good. It just does it. I mean, it's almost like we should have been doing this without quarantine because it's just
I know.
It's so beautiful outside, and you know we live in a great area for this. And
yeah, the palm trees, and it's beautiful, and even when it's hot outside, it's cool because it's a Newport Beach. It's great, and you know, socially distant, beautiful light, sound stage. Everyone's spread apart. It's wonderful, and of course, the great food of at Campus JAX. Jack Jasper does a wonderful job. You know, we've got Greg Vale coming this Thursday. The following Thursday is Crystal Lewis. Then we have Alvin Chia
from Take Six. Yeah.
Take Six. And then after that, Will Brom. And then we have
where does that put us? I believe then it's going to be Leah Booth is doing a tribute to Peggy Lee.
Yeah, Leah Booth, the wonderful vocalist from your group who we all love and I fell in love with. And
she's doing her own thing, a tribute to Peggy Lee that night. And then the week after that, I'm going to bring in my West Coast jazz group, which is 3 horns and a rhythm section. And
with Josh Nelson?
Well, I haven't asked him yet, but now that you've put it out there.
Yeah, Josh.
No,
Come on, Josh.
I would love to have Josh on, and that's actually my.
And of course, Leslie Page the following week. We're going to bring her in.
And Leslie Page, right. So we're
they have that tram at the top of Idlewild down to Palm Springs.
She's got to go up to the tram, and then they
drop her down, fly down all the way to Orange County, just all the way and put her on the stage. Yeah, she's great. So we got a lot of great things happening. We're continuing to do this. Please donate if you can at steamersjax.com, or you can go to Venmo/JAX Hideaway and do it. Anything else, Tony? Oh, we want to thank Janvier. We want to thank Tim Ellis, Jack Jasper, John Wynn, QSC, Golden, John from QSC. Mark Wood has been helping us put these things on. It's beautiful. So I think that's about it. And if you see you can't see this, but we see a preview of what you're going to see. We've got Billy Mitchell and Yuko coming up.
Yeah. Good to see you, Terrence. We'll see you next week for our big 20th anniversary show.
That's right. I love you, Tony.
Talk later.
Bye-bye.
I'd like to do a song right now that's really indicative of how things are and what we really need. And this song exemplifies the optimism that will be a part of bringing us all out of this situation that we're in. It's one of my favorite songs. I do it all the time,
And I just wanted to do it before I invite a really great pianist to come up and do some things. Just go on this trip with me. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and for you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, bright shining days, dark and sacred nights. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? But what they're really saying is, I love you. I hear babies cry, and I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than you and I will ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yeah, what a wonderful world. Yeah, oh, yeah, yeah. It's one of my favorite tunes because it's all about what we have to believe. We have to know that we're going to bounce back from everything that's going on. But I'd like to bounce off this keyboard and make room for a really wonderful and talented up-and-coming pianist who has a new project out called Yuko, Miss Yuko Mabuchi.
Good evening, everybody. I'd like to play a couple songs. I'm sure you will be familiar with these wonderful compositions.
I always try to make the some of the concerts and some of the gigs that the Yuko Mabuchi Trio has done, and a couple of times I inserted myself on the set against the wishes of most of the audience, but I always have had fun working along and just ad-libbing. And so I asked Yuko if I could maybe sing a tune before we leave, and just do one of the favorite tunes that everybody knows. I think it's a Duke Ellington tune. Let's see what. In a mellow tone, feeling fancy free. I'm not all alone, I've got company. Everything's okay. Oh, this livelong day, with this mellow song, I just can't go wrong. In a mellow tone, that's the way to live. If you moan, if you groan, something's got to give. Or just go your way, and you gotta laugh and play. There'll be joy unknown in a mellow tone. Gonna play a little bit. Tone, I'm feeling fancy free. I'm not all alone, I've got company. Everything's okay. Whoa, this livelong day, with this mellow song, I just can't go wrong. In a mellow tone, that's the way to live. If you moan, if you groan, something's got to give. Just go your way. You gotta laugh, you gotta play. There'll be joy unknown in a mellow tone. Joy unknown in a mellow tone. Ba-ba-da, ba-ba-da, yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. We really enjoyed being a part of this, and we look for getting together with everybody when all this is over, and even throughout. Let's just be bold and do what we have to do. God bless. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.